All right. Welcome. So, I've got next to me a GameCube that we're planning on giving away later this month after I've had some time to play with it and stream with it. But I figured I would test to see if this thing works. Now, there's kind of some layers to testing on this because even if it works, I don't know if I have it set up right that I can stream it. I have it plugged in a way I think, in theory, will work. But no idea. I figured I'd turn it on for the first time with you guys. And if all goes well, I got this GameCube with 4 games. None of them are Nintendo exclusives because those are so hard to find for the GameCube. But hey, if you win the console, you could always go searching for one of those Nintendo exclusives yourself. But I did get 4 games that I remember enjoy playing for the GameCube. Soul Calibur 2, Spyro Enter the Dragonfly, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, and Splinter Cell. We're going to try to boot up Soul Calibur 2, and let's see if it'll even power up on here. Probably not with the way I have it hooked up. There's a lot of things I'm going to have to fiddle with. But enjoy the process of me trying to make old technology work on new technology. So, let's see. Got the HDMI fiddly here. Because, we're not only trying to boot this up, we're also trying to boot this through an HDMI converter because it's analog, getting converted to HDMI, getting put into a capture card, which probably isn't even designed to recognize this type of a signal. Now, the console seems to have turned on, the fan's working, the power's working, so it seems like the console will work. I'm gonna kind of go through the pieces that might be stopping us. My first guess would go towards the the converter box itself not getting an efficient enough amount of power. So I'm gonna plug that box into something else. Let's see, what's this guy going to? So many cords. Ugh. Yeah, I can unplug this. Alright, so let's try you in here. Let's see if a better amount of power will send a signal. And now I'm going to go to settings on here. If I switch it to... Alright, I've got it in as other, HDMI, profile standard, okay, settings. Because, yeah, it's not seeing the signal, which I'm not surprised at because it's looking for, like, a normal signal. One thing I'm going to do as well, just to test the actual console in a minute, is I'll plug it directly into my monitor to see if we can get a normal signal at all. And then, then we'll try the capture card again and blah, blah, blah. So let's hook this doohingle into just my computer monitor so I can take a look. Instead of having the capture card try to interpret it. I think that's the right one. Let's find out. Yes. Okay. So let's try to get you direct feed into the monitor. Now you guys won't see it if it works directly through the monitor, but at least I'll have a test to see if it's sending out a signal at all through the HDMI feed. And hopefully I won't have to resort to testing this on a tube TV to see if it's my converter that's the issue, like the HDMI converter. analog to HDMI signal converter. Because that would involve my brother. He's the only person I know locally with a tube TV to test. All right, so we are plugged directly into the monitor now. And let's turn you on. Switch the input. Let's see if the monitor will read anything. Oof. I think it's my converter because this thing is heated up. Ooh boy. This thing is on fire. It smells like it's just melting inside. So, I think I need a different AV converter. Because, yeah, the monitor's not seeing any signal either. And, this thing just reeks, which wouldn't have anything to do with the GameCube. So I guess I'll have to see if I have any different converters other than this one that I could use, because I think this one's a dud, this HDMI upscaler that I'm trying to use. So let me unplug this thing before it melts the world and turn off the GameCube again. This is probably the weirdest, most boring stream you've ever been a part of, but the title is at least honest about what we're doing here.
Welcome to the Twitch chapter of the Butt Stuff.
I like that this is when... Oh, Freeman, he's resubscribed. I was like, this is the stream that gets someone to subscribe to me on Twitch. Where the F did you find that thumbnail? You don't worry about that. All right, so the GameCube seems to be powering on just fine. But this digital converter to take the analog signal to HDMI, I'm just throwing this straight away. It smells like a toxic waste dump. I don't think that thing worked at all. All right, so that thing, I've had it for like a few years and never used it, so. All right, now we need to see if I have any other feeds that can convert this analog signal into a digital one that'll be more usable for our purposes. And I'm just keeping track of my other cords, make sure nothing gets too out of place for later streams and stuff. All right, so journey with me, guys. I'm gonna grab the cord box. See what we got. Now, if I'm being perfectly honest, guys, I don't like our chances of finding a good audio, video, analog to digital converter in this box. I think the one that I used that was absolutely toxic garbage was the only one I owned, but we gotta try. So here we are trying. All right. I'm in the cord drawer where I store any cords for such occasions. The key here is to take those classic red, white, yellow AV signals and plug it into something that can convert that to an HDMI signal.
So you're following me now.
Which is very doable.
Good job.
They obviously sell bits to do that. It just so happens that the bit that I had to do that melted itself instead of doing its primary and only function.
Welcome to the Twitch chapter.
Thank you for subscribing on Twitch through the madness of what we're doing right now with no signal. Like I said, I'm probably gonna have to buy a new AV converter. And if you don't know this about the GameCube, it has its analog AV out. It also has a digital AV out, which is like the composite cables, like the blue, green, red that were around for just a little while, like the HD before HDMI. GameCube actually had one of those outputs in it, but I don't think it's very easy to find those. Those are generally easier to upscale to HDMI and look better, but good luck finding one of the digital outs for a GameCube without spending an arm and a leg on it, because obviously that was not the commonly purchased output for the GameCube at the time. But it does exist if you didn't know that it existed. Now, I used to own a GameCube, so I'm not sure if I'll get lucky on any of these parts. Like, I have this old digital out, but it's much too small for the GameCube, I believe. I believe this one's for an Xbox. And yeah, it's too small. I think that's an Xbox digital out. But what I want is just a converter. You can hear all these chords. I got lots of chords for the occasion. This is that technology stream. If you got a boner for audio-visual technology, you might actually enjoy some of this commentary a bit. Otherwise, I don't know why you're here. The odds of me getting this GameCube up and running now that my main AV converter that we were relying on melted itself are very, very low. At least the GameCube seems to be powering on and I can hear the disk drive turning. So if I had a tube TV, I'm sure we'd have an image. Well, I'm pretty sure we would. But unfortunately, I don't have a tube TV in this house. And the good old-fashioned AV audio-video upscaling converter we were relying on, I mean, that thing just... it was within like 5 minutes that thing smelled like smoldering, melting plastic. That thing was not... It's not going to work. So, it does not look like I have any other proper converters. I have several composite cable to HDMI converters, it looks like. So if I had the composite hookup for the GameCube instead of the standard red, white, yellow, we'd be in business. But like I said, those digital outs for GameCube are excessively, exceedingly rare. So it looks like we're going to have to purchase a new converter. That's a bummer. Gonna sink some more money into this GameCube. And I guess I'll also look into to see if I can get the digital AV out for the GameCube while I'm at it, since that would give us a much better picture in general. I would much rather upscale the digital out than the analog out. So that's going to be my hunt and shopping list. But yeah, this was the... Someone donated $5. Hey, Skeem, hope things are going well. Thanks, Gaster. So I just now noticed that. I appreciate you. So that'll be the adventure next time. It'll just be as long as that takes to get to me. I really want to try to get this up and running, so I'm kind of tempted to go to Fry's Electronics. I'll see online if they have any in stock. There's other stores that might have it. Walmart might have one of these as well, these converters. So I might be running into the store in a minute just to help Skeem timing people out. I might run to the store in a minute because I really want to try to get this working tonight. So if I find any store that shows they have it in stock, what I need, obviously they wouldn't have the digital out for GameCube in stock, but even if I could just upscale the analog, then if I find someone with it, we'll come back and revisit this and see if we can't get this GameCube running. So until then, thanks for joining this weird nerdy stream about me trying to get this GameCube going. I'm going to put all this time into it just to give this thing away at the end of the month. But we're going to be streaming with this for a while, and then at the end of the month, we're giving it away on the channel. It's going to be probably one of the toughest things I've given away because I've always loved the GameCube. I'm so mad I ever got rid of mine, and they're not easy to come by these days. And it's going to be rough if we get this thing working to then turn around and give it away. But that's what we do around here. So until next time, I scheme, you scheme, we all scheme for ice cream. I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye.